everyone. Welcome to Missouri Star Live. It's another beautiful Tuesday. I am Misty Doan and I am so happy to be here with you. Liz is behind the camera.
Hello.
There to shout out any questions you guys might have along the way. And we have our fabulous film crew here as well to make sure you see all the angles and all the things. So we have a really fun show today, but first let's see where people are tuning in from. What do we have, Liz?
Yes, so we have Karen from Sweet Home, Alabama.
Ooh, I love
we
it.
have Linda Becker says good morning. Deb says good afternoon from Pennsylvania, because we did just hit noon.
We did. Yeah.
Susan says hello from Rhode Island. And we also have Cindy from Coeur d'Alene, Idaho.
Oh, I have been there. That is a lovely part of the country. So
Thanks for tuning in wherever you're from, guys.
thank you guys so much for being here. We really appreciate you. And today we are going to cover some organizational products that we have that can help kind of keep everything in place in your sewing room. I know for me, sewing and quilting is a much more enjoyable experience if I know where all my stuff is and it's easy to find. So we thought we would share some of these great products with you and just show you what's out there that you might not know is available. So we can just dive right in, I think.
Yeah, let's do it.
What should we start with?
Ooh,
We'll start here.
The pretty rainbow.
So we have this awesome thread storage box. It's got 3 tiers and they open like this. Just put lotion on my hands so my fingers are kind of slick. But then you can just stack and have all your pretty colors coordinated. And I love that you can see what color is where since it is a clear tote. You know, you can easily see the thread that you're looking for without it getting dusty, which is so nice. This is featuring all of our awesome Missouri Star thread, which comes in lots and lots of colors. And
got
we have
100 colors right now.
We have 100? I hadn't heard that.
Yeah.
So we have 100 different colors and it comes in both cotton and polyester. So.
And the other thing is too, so that top has the handle so you can carry it, right?
Yes, that's true. It's got this cute little handle, so it's easy to transport. And it looks like it will hold, let me do some math. This says up to 30 spools. Ooh, now I have to try something.
Okay.
If I turn it on its end, I guess it depends on which spools you put in.
That's true.
How many it will hold. Because, yeah, with the Missouri Star, they have to lay down.
That's true. But you could also potentially, I'm thinking, stack a few more looking at the way they stack together and clip.
Oh, maybe. You might be right.
I could be wrong. That's happened
not
before
sure.
too.
But like so. Ooh, like
Ooh,
that. That's the way.
nice.
And then it closes right up. I figured it out.
Woo!
So you can hold up to 30 spools in here. That's pretty awesome.
That is great.
So very fun. And I love things like this because it keeps all of the dust from getting on top of your thread, which can help it, or not help it, can cause it to break down faster. So by having it in a storage container like this, it will make it last longer and keep it safe and ready for you when you're ready to use it. So that's the first one that we're going to show. And then let's move to this handy little thing since we're talking about thread.
And one quick question while you're talking about thread. Barbara says, how about the matching bobbin? And I think you could sneak the bobbin in with that.
Absolutely. There's plenty of room to put matching bobbins. That's a
Sweet
great
deal.
idea.
Okay.
Smart idea, Barbara. I love that. So this product, I actually have 2 things, and this is from a company called Purple Hobbies, and all of these things I'm showing you are, of course, available on our website. But I wanted to share these with you because when we had our first Stone Girls retreat way back before COVID and we were all on lockdown, the creator of these awesome products was awesome enough to join us at that retreat, and she brought these for each of us. And I love them. These 2 are mine that sit at my sewing machine at home every day. So let me tell you what they do. So this one is a thread cutter, and it uses old worn out rotary blades.
That's genius.
It's so smart. And so it's got just a little, you use a screwdriver here and you can switch out the blade in there. And you can also store some of those old blades inside of the base here. So whenever you're ready to swap it out, you have access to those. And then this just sits right inside of here. And this is a thread cutter. You don't have any exposed blade. It just sits right next to my machine. And when I chain piece, I just run all of my pieces right over this edge and it cuts so easily. And I have yet to have to change this blade since she gave it to me, because even if your blades get too dull to cut strips of fabric accurately, it will last as a thread cutter for a really long time.
Sure.
So I love that.
And I know we have that in 3 colors,
We do.
by the way.
This is available in 3 colors. And so this is a super great product. And this little cutter, if you're going to a retreat or something, just slides right inside of here.
So
and then
smart.
closes up. And so it's all contained for you. And then when you are ready to sew again, you can just pop this back together. It's got like a little magnet that holds the base together. If I can line them up correctly, there we go. Holds the base together, and then that pops right in the top, and it can sit next to your machine. So I'm a big fan of this. I have this at home. And then also from the same company is this little magnetic pin dish. And so it sits like this, and there's a magnet that, as you can see, keeps all the pins pointing up. But when, again, if you are a person who goes to retreats, someday we'll get to go back to retreats, right? This lifts up, and you twist it to lock it into place. It creates this little cup, and then the base screws right on top. So you, oops. So you don't have to worry about your pins falling out when you travel.
Also so clever.
So clever. I love both of these. I wanted to make sure to share them with you. And again, thank you for sharing them with us when you came to retreat. It's super, super sweet. So those are awesome. Another great little thread cutter is this cute little basket. Liz and I were talking about this when we saw this on the website. I thought this basket was really big.
Yeah, the little picture in the description, it makes it look kind of gigantic.
Yeah, but it's not. It's just
so
tiny and cute. And so it's great to hold things like your binding clips or extra bobbins, and then the sides of it are actually magnetic. So if you have pins or needles that you want to stick or have handy, they can just, magnetize right to the side. And here right in the center is another thread cutter option. So another really cute.
I totally see using that for my binding to stick my needle on the side to hold on to.
That's a great idea. Have your little clips inside your needle there, and then you can just trim your thread as you go.
Cute little binding basket.
A little binding basket. So cute. So I love that. It's very versatile and much smaller than I had first thought. Because when I first thought, I was like, I don't know why I would want a big giant basket next to my machine. It's not giant. So that is a great one. And then let's talk about this template and ruler organizer. You can see we've got all of our awesome Missouri Star templates, and this is this great wooden base, so it's nice and sturdy, and it's in this adorable happy color. I think this might come in a few colors too.
I think so. We'll check on that.
Yeah, we can double check on that. But either way, it's really cute, and it's designed so that your rulers and templates slide right inside there. They make it easy for you to see, so they're not all piled up in a drawer, and it's easy to just grab what you need. You can see some of our favorites, including our Clearly Perfect slotted trimmers, are ready to go in here, and I just think it's super awesome to be able to have quick access to all of the templates that you use frequently. So my favorite little 2.5 by 8 inch ruler and our 5 by 15 all fit right in there and can just be near your workspace, but also tidy and out of the way.
And we do have that in 3 colors. It's in this pretty aqua. There's a red and a pink.
Oh, fun.
And so if you guys are looking for these products, you can click in the link below in the description or above if you're watching on Facebook or YouTube. And we have a link to our supply list. And now only the aqua is listed there, but if you click through, you'll see the red and the pink as well.
Okay, awesome. As like other products
Other
that are
options,
available.
yep.
Very cool. So those are fun. Then we also have these really cool Missouri Star project totes. And you can see this one has our logo and it says make something today on top of it. And this works great to store projects that you're in the works on. So you can see here we've got a little wall hanging block that we're working on. Super cute. This is actually a remnant from one of our paid classes.
Yes, it is.
If you recognize that. And then it's got the backing and the batting so that this is ready to quilt on our machine whenever we can get around to it.
But in the meantime, it doesn't get lost in the pile.
Exactly. It doesn't get lost. It can all be stored in here. It stays dust-free, but it's also easy for us to see what it is when we're searching for it and ready to come back to it, which is so nice. So there's that.
And then before we sneak further, someone said, can you tell me how many rulers will fit in the ruler caddy?
Oh, that's a good question. So let me tell you, let me pull this back over.
And
so there are actually 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 slots. But you can see here, I have quite a few doubled up. And so even like my hexie, I could probably fit multiples on some of these depending on how you stack them.
Okay.
And so like this little guy, I could move back here and for sure hold another one up there. So I think it's pretty versatile. Like I said, 7 slots in here, but on most of these you could fit except for the larger ones, of course, you could fit probably 2 per
Good call. Okay.
place.
Thank you.
That's a great question. Absolutely. All right, so then we also have this Charm Pack storage container. I like this for a couple of reasons. One, we're showing off our beautiful Kona color of the year. So you can see this in here, fits our Charm Packs nicely. But the other thing I like about this is if you wanted to create your own Charm Packs and use up some of your stash so that you had things ready to go, this would be such an easy way to cut a bunch of 5-inch squares, slide them in here, and keep them all contained and not worry about raveling.
It's such a great idea.
And things like that. Exactly. You can, make it ready for when you want to tackle a project that uses 5-inch squares. Maybe you have a beautiful pixelated project you're working on. That's on my brain because that's what I'm working on at home right now. But if you just need to cut up a bunch of your stash, this is a great way to store it without it all fraying. So.
It's a really good idea. The other thing is, I know sometimes a project will use like 36 out of 42 squares. You can store your extras until you're ready to do those extra projects.
That's a good call too. Yeah, I love that because I have like a love-hate relationship with the pinked edges on pre-cuts because I love that it keeps it from fraying. But then I know for a lot of us, it makes it trickier to line up and feel like we're getting a consistent 1/4-inch seam. But I liked the idea of knowing if I cut a bunch of straight edges on here, hopefully because they're not going to be rubbing up against everything else in my stash.
It'll keep them from fraying.
It'll keep them from fraying until I'm ready to sew them together. So I really like that idea.
How many Charm Packs do you think you would fit in there?
Oh, I think you could easily fit 3.
Okay.
Let's try this again. Because of how it's designed, and this includes the backer board, oh, for sure you could fit 3.
Okay, so Marianne, how many Charm Packs? We think 3.
Yeah. And even if you stacked it higher, because of how it's designed, you can see the lid will actually accommodate a little bit more than the base. And so you could maybe even get 4 in there if you really pushed it, which is awesome. So it's super fun. It also has our Missouri Star logo and Make Something Today on it. So just a little pick-me-up to get you motivated to start a project. So then we've got more of our pretty Kona color of the year. I love this gorgeous sky blue. It's so happy.
Yeah, it's called Horizon. It's the 2021 color, and it's actually like a nice reminder to look to the horizon.
I think so too, to look to the future.
Good call.
And there's plenty of joy to be had if we just look for it. So then, of course, we have our Make Something Today Missouri Star mug. I use this to hold all my rotary cutters and my scissors, so that's what we've got in here for you. I like it because it's heavy and tall enough that you don't have to worry about it tipping over. It's a nice weight. And if you ever decide that you want to use it to drink your favorite cup of tea or coffee, it's available for that as well. But mine mostly serves as decoration, which is great. Any other questions or things coming through, Liz?
Some folks saying, I think my I'm not buying anything this year might be over. So.
I know, right?
Hey, you made it to the 12th.
Yeah, exactly. And if you look at it as organizing your sewing room, it's an improvement. It's necessary. You want things to be orderly and productive. So it's all in how you spin it, right?
Yeah, I know I spent a lot of this weekend organizing my sewing room because I was looking forward to today. And I was like, I need to put things in a more orderly fashion to feel better. And it made it more fun to sew.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I'm also discovering things and putting them with other things, and it just makes it feel better and more fun.
Yeah, I agree. When I actually it's been a few months now, it was before the end of the year that I took some time and reorganized my own sewing room at home, and it was a big task, but now that I'm through it, it has been, like Liz said, just a joy again to know that when I sit down to sew, it's easy for me to find the project I'm working on. I have a lot of storage bins like this that hold each project, so all the pieces for that project are together. So when I decide I'm going to go back to that, it's really easy. Everything's there, and I think that does make the whole experience more enjoyable instead of saying, I know I cut those strips, but I don't know where they ended up because that was 100% me before I took the time to.
None of us have ever done a mistake.
No, never. So this here is a fat quarter storage bag, and so this just holds a bunch of fat quarters for you, keeps them all clean and organized. Because I think that is one of the downsides of having a large stash. They can get really dusty. Yeah. It can gather dust if you don't work your way through it, but by having it in these storage bags, it will protect it. and you won't have to feel like you necessarily need to wash it, because one of the reasons that I personally like pre-cuts and this fabric is that it's such high quality that we don't have to pre-wash. So I don't want to pre-wash anything if I don't have to. So keeping it all contained and away from dust is a great option for that. I was trying to figure out if this says, it says it will hold approximately 90 fat quarters. So that's a great amount. Yeah. That's really awesome. And I like these, being able to see all the rainbow that's available there as well. I'm always about all those bright colors.
Yes, anytime I can see a rainbow, it just brightens the day.
Exactly. So this is actually funny. When they sent this over to me, I was like, what in the world is this tiny tin for? But now I've decided I kind of love it. So I believe it's advertised to hold like your rotary blades, to hold extra blades or used up blades, which is a great option for it. People ask us a lot, what do you do with your old blades? And something like this is perfect. You can just fill this. This will hold a ton of blades, and then you can safely, you know, toss this if you need to, but you're gonna have it for a long time before this gets full, before you have to toss it away. But you can also keep all of your replacement ones in there. But I also love things like this for my bobbins and things like that. I just like to have my bobbins in a place that I can quickly gather them. So I actually have a little drawer next to my sewing machine, and in the top there's a little container very similar to this one, where I have one for my bobbins and one for all of my binding clips. And so I can actually see myself using this more than I originally thought. So very, very fun. And then we have one last thing, and this is called a Quilt Safe. This is designed specifically with heirloom or antique quilts in mind, to be able to store them safely, so you don't have to worry about UV damage, dust, anything like that. This material is designed so that it can still get airflow, so that it won't get musty, but it also protects it from all of the things that we worry about. If I can find my zippers. So you can see here, this particular one I'm showing is designed to hold a queen size quilt, up to a queen size quilt. And so we've just tucked one in here. There's even a spot here where you could slip a label. So I like that. I like that too. So you can remember exactly which quilt is contained in there if you have many in your collection. And then they even include, because some of these, this is not an antique quilt. This is one of Jenny's beautiful tutorial quilts that we've put in here. But even inside of here, you can see there are these flaps of the same material. And that is so if you want to fit multiple quilts in here, or if you want to have this safe material to put in between layers of the quilt, because we know antique quilts can be very fragile sometimes. Yep. Some of them are threadbare and worn, but we also want to protect the integrity of it as much as possible. So by, you know, as we fold this in here, you can kind of lay a layer of the quilt and put this in between.
And kind of fold it in.
And kind of fold it in to protect, so that you don't have to worry about the fabric sticking together or causing any more damage to what we're trying to preserve. And so I just think this is a really cool product. And again, it zips up.
And I also, my quilts are not antiques, but I can see using these because I have a lot of like Halloween quilts that I don't need out for the spring.
Exactly.
But I can put safely away
and just store until you're ready to bring them out. I agree. I think that's a great option. And to know that you're storing it safely, that they're going to last for a long time, you can feel confident in that, is awesome. So again, this is called a Quilt Safe, and it will just, you know, store on a shelf or under a bed for you until you're ready to bring those out.
Richard and Lynn says you could put a small photo in that window rather than a label.
I love that idea.
Then you can see what's in there. That's a great idea.
That is a really, really good idea. So that is really all of the products I wanted to share. So do we have any questions, Liz?
We do have a couple questions as people are going, you know, could you use these things to store your scraps as well? So they don't have to be like still wrapped up, beautiful fat quarters. No. You can have cut your fabric into fat quarters. You can have cut your fabric into pre-cuts to use these. The project case or the bag, you can throw all kinds of goodies in there.
I agree, absolutely. Get creative, but I just think it's good to know that these products are available to help you organize and keep things quickly at hand. So when you are searching for them, it's easier for you to find. And like I said, like Liz said also, these don't have to be brand new products that you're filling them with. lots of us have a stash, and we would just want to be able to use that stash well and to remember it's there when we're looking for something. And so by having it organized well, it makes it easier. Like, I just keep thinking, I would love to have something like this, you know, with maybe each of my colors of fat quarters. Because for me, when I'm quilting and designing, I'm almost always looking for a specific color in mind. So if I had, you know, one of these that had all my greens or all my tone-on tones or all my reds, it would be so convenient to go to that place and say, okay, here's all the reds I have. I know they're all right here. Oh, this one will work. And then it just makes it, the whole process of creating, so much easier when we have just a few boundaries in place. I know if you're anything like me, sometimes creativity causes chaos, but it's nice to rein that in a little bit to keep us.
We heard the cats and contain the chaos.
That's right. Keep us going longer into the future and keep us motivated instead of overwhelmed. So I hope all of these inspired you and are helpful to you. We also have something very exciting.
Yes, we do.
That we get to announce. So I'm really, really looking forward to this. Some of you might have heard that as we are preparing to open shops here in town again, we have a new store that is coming. It is called One Big Happy Knitting Company, and they're
One Big Happy Yarn
Company.
Because it's knitting and crochet.
Yes, you're right.
That's all right.
Sorry, my phone is ringing and I forgot to turn my ringer off. I'm human. One Big Happy Yarn Company will be joining us here in Hamilton, and they already have their website launched, and we have a little promo because they're starting their very first knit along starting next week, I think. So let's roll that.
Hi everybody, it's Jenny from the Missouri Star Quilt Company, and we've been up to something really fun here in Hamilton, and I wanted to share it with all of you first. This is my sister-in-law, Jenny Fish, and she's been working with our new yarn shop called
One Big Happy Yarn Company.
One Big Happy Yarn Company, and we are about to do our first knit along. So what are we going to do?
We are going to learn how to make this One Big Happy cowl.
This cowl, it's so cute, and boy do we need it right now. It's cold here in Hamilton.
And it just takes one ball of super bulky yarn and a few hours of knitting.
It really went that fast too, and so we've done the videos for you. She's going to walk you through it and me, and we're going to learn all the steps together. We could all use a little diversion right now, and knitting is so good. I mean, it's so relaxing, and it's good for all kinds of things.
Lowers your blood pressure.
Ooh, we could all use that during this time, couldn't we?
Exactly.
So the first episode will air both here on our MSQC channel and also on your channel,
the One Big Happy Yarn Company.
It's so cool. I'm so glad to have this be part of the Missouri Star family. Keep watching and be sure and click over to subscribe, because they're going to have all kinds of fun things for us to do, and we want to do them all, don't we?
Yes, we do. Thank you, and happy knitting.
Fun. We're so excited to welcome One Big Happy to the amazing community of creators here in Hamilton. They'll join us at Missouri Star as well as Let's Make Art, and we're just excited to see this amazing creative community grow. You can find out about this knit along. I wanted to say sew along, but you can find out about this knit along at onebighappy.com, and you will just love Jenny, obviously, and Jenny Fish, who instructs that. It's going to be super fun, and we're really excited to continue and expand our creative skill set. So I hope you enjoy that, and I hope you guys have a fabulous week. I will see you here next time. Have a wonderful day, and thanks so much for being here with us.